Hello, I'm Mark Hall-Patton, Administrator of the Clark County Museum System. A lot of times when you come to the museum, you see, the houses on Heritage Street, and you realize that every one of these houses have been moved in and they've all been restored. But sometimes we restore other pieces, smaller pieces in the collection. And I want to introduce you to a couple of those pieces this time. Sometimes we get pieces in that when they first come in, you might not think this is worth being in a museum. But in these cases, like our one lunger here, this is a little engine that came in. It was completely rusted up. It was not able to be moved. Now it's been completely restored by a volunteer here. And this now we can show and use as part of talking about what kinds of things did you use at a mine site. Now, an engine like this could have been used on a farm, could have been used on a ranch, could have been used at a mine. This particular one came from a mine here in southern Nevada, but it's the same kind of engine. But had we had it in the original condition as it came in, it was just a rusted mass. This is one of the reasons that when pieces come in, we will look at them sometimes and say, yes, we'll accept that, even though the condition isn't in 100% shape, because it's an important piece to talk about the history of some part of southern Nevada. And one of the other things we have a small ball mill here. You can see the wheel here on the side. This would have been run by an engine just like this one, or we have a stamp mill. This is again a small mill. These were both also restored. And something like this was for crushing small amounts of ore right at the mine site to see whether the ore was any good. If it was very good ore, then you would ship it out to a larger mill. But something like this has been restored to where you can hear what it sounds like. And you can see what it's doing. These wheels are just running along this inclined plane here, and as they get to the top, it just drops. This is another piece we just had restored. This is actually a painting by a fellow named Walter Jacobsen. He was the head of the art department at Western High School from 1962 to 1983. It actually started with Henderson Junior High School, 1955. This was a painting that he did in 1957. It came into the museum's collection, and even though we're not an art museum, because it's a local artist, because it's an artist that has a lot to do with the history of art in our area, yes, we wanted the painting, but the painting was quite dingy. It needed to be cleaned, it needed to be revarnished, reframed. It had a couple of small holes in it. This was one that we had to send out to an art conservator. We just got it back in a few weeks ago. This will be going into one of the houses out on Heritage Street. So we also restore pieces when it is appropriate to the piece and to the museum. Sometimes we want them to look old, sometimes we want them to look right, and to be something that we can use to teach about how they would have been used at the time. So next time when you come out to the county museum, take a look around and realize that some of the pieces have in fact been restored. They're not exactly the way they were when they first got here. But we do that to help tell the story of southern Nevada's history. Remember, we're open 7 days a week, 9 to 4:30, and it's the best bargain in the Vegas Valley, only $2 a head, and $1 if you're under 18 or over 55. So come on down and see us.